All right. Let me pull up chat. Give everybody a few minutes to come in. I know a lot of people are over at Johnny's cell finishing up. I'm going to work in my comp journal. I did get a box of the graph comp journals. I got a set of 12 to use. I think they're 80 sheets, so when you glue them together, that would be 40 pages. And I thought that might be one to fun to do polish style, where I take it out, kind of, instead of keeping it whole. Hi, Shauna. And I did get the Catherine Anderson Vintage Journal Imagery, which Colleen showed a flip through really good. And Dee Dee showed, I believe. I don't think I want to cut it up. I'm leaning towards scanning it and using it in some digital art right now. That's sort of what I'm leaning towards, is going in and using some of it to create some digital art, which I've been wanting to do more of, kind of almost like the Stamperia type rice paper where things bleed and blend. So I got that. I got the brushes that Jersey was using for the color coding on my pad. So I got, oh, Tay, you're going to have to go. I got 2 sets, which I'm going to use them for my distressed ink pads, and I can color code them to use for the different colors. I like them for using through the stencils that I got at 13 Arts because they're really small. Yeah, if I use very little of it, Shauna, and I use bits and pieces of it, I'm not worried about it if I'm talking about altering it and using very little. Like very, very little. But a lot of it about practicing and learning how. Before I cut it up. Because I've been wanting some stuff like that to kind of learn how, if that makes sense. And I didn't really have any images. All right, so let me move this and I'll show you what I have been doing. I'll do a flip through of some of the ones, and they're not done. I was trying to go more abstract, which I'm finding difficult. So some of them I haven't done anything to. There's the same way. This is one of the ones I'm going to work on today. This one's nothing's done yet. This one I finished. I put a fern stencil with like a lilac paint, and then I did the dioxine purple, and then I used some unicorn spit. No, not unicorn spit. Unicorn hair by Finnabar. So you can see it sparkles in some places. This one I did some stenciling with paint, and then I took stamps on tissue and used some of those. And this one's done. Well, there is unicorn spit, but it's paint. This one was paint through a stencil and some sewing tissue. And I'm happy with it. Nothing done to this one yet, other than I do have some leftover unicorn hair in there. This one, some paper from a jelly print, stencil with paint, drippage with ink, and then ink tints like scribble with pencil. Not sure I'm done with it or not done with it. This one has black paint stencil and the unicorn stencil in 2 different sizes. No, this just had the one size. Oh, and there, yeah, there's the black, and then I went over it with the one of the Finnabar paints. I'm not sure this is the unicorn one. I think this is the green gold. Yeah, this is the Opal Magic, and it's green gold. This one was just black paint through a Stencil Girl stencil. This one was white paint through one of Joan's stencils. This one was a jelly print that I had and paint through a stencil and white gesso scraped. I feel like it needs more, but I don't know what yet. This was tissue and scribbled ink tints and some splatters in orange. This one's nothing's done. This one is the unicorn sparks. It's hard to see, but there's 2 different stencils. You have to really rock it to see it. And it needs something in bright red or orange. This one's done. It's just tissue. Nothing. Ink tints through a stencil. This was some Shauna deli paper and some starfish. I'm going to work on this one and finish it. I want to use the foiling stuff on it. Hi, Eileen. Hi, Christy. Hi, Joan. Nothing. This had a tear, so I just put a piece of map, but it needs more. This has ink tints with a stencil and sewing tissue. A piece of sewing tissue that was jelly printed. And some ink tints is on there. Paint through a stencil. Nothing. This is paint through stencil. Paint pens and paint through a stencil. It was one of the 13 art stencils. Some paint through a stencil and some ink tints. I think it needs some white gesso to push it back. This was distressed oxide through a stencil, I think. This had tears, so that's what some of the tissue's in there for. And I'm going to put some deli print. This had ink tints and paint through a stencil, and I'm going to add some deli paper. This was paint and ink tints through a stencil. Then some more distressed oxide through a different stencil. And lastly, the Prussian blue through a couple stencils. This one was mask with black paint, then Finnabar wax through a 13 art stencil, and the unicorn sparks splattered. This one is paint through a stencil. It needs more, but I don't know what. Nothing done. This was jelly printed tissue, paint through a stencil, book paper, some cutouts. Nothing done. This is paint and distressed ink through different stencils. And some of these I'm just leaving kind of as a background because I'm not sure what I'm doing with them yet. This is distressed ink through a couple different stencils. There's some orange paint pen underneath. Nothing. That's some ink tints. Paint through a stencils. Not sure what I'm doing with this one yet either. Jelly printed tissue with some washi tape. A piece of deli paper that had some jelly print. So I've just been working back and forth, and as something kind of strikes me, adding the layers. But one of the things that I've found is that it's very hard for me to be abstract without being symmetrical. That I have a real like bent towards something having symmetry. And it's hard to force abstract. Plus, it gets very repetitive when you have the same stamps. So I've been looking for online for some other, like abstract art and like what are the motions or the markings that they're making. Because I'm not starting with the paint on the canvas. I'm just going with what's ever there. So I'm just trying to, like, this is a good background. So just need to kind of, so on this one, I'm just adding some French stencilage to the background because I don't really want to cover up all this lovely splotted vintage looking stuff. So I decided I was going to use the Distress Oxide in the Walnut Stain and the Salty Ocean and some stencils. I've been trying to use the stencils from 13 Arts, and since this one was French, I thought I'd use some of these other stencils that I had. And I think I'm going to stick mostly in the brown. And I really, Jersey showed these, and I really liked the fact that I could match them. I hadn't seen them in the colors. And I did tweet this today earlier for Colleen. So if you follow me on Twitter, I did put a link to this. And this is a Deco Art stencil. It's meant for like a wall stencil or to do like a table. It's meant for home decor. That's why it's so big. And then I think I'll put and I'm just trying to switch up the scale. a little bit. Yeah, maybe that's it. Dot. Let's try. And then I also have this Andy Skinner. I'm going to try some of the blue over here. I don't know how this blue is going to show up on the blue. But if it's not dark enough, I'll do the, yeah, it may need the brown on top of it. That definitely gave me a darker color with the blue and the brown. Hi, M.M. Walter. Let's go to the just going to go back and forth with the blue and the brown. Kind of get that almost a burnt umber. Okay, like that. And I think I want to put this. Number down here. Put a number. Put a number and a fleur-de-lis over here. And I'll mix the blue and the brown again. The blue's a little more opaque than the brown because the brown is not a distress oxide. So that helps. See, that didn't even really show up much, but I'm not going to worry about that. And I think I'll put the fleur-de-lis right in here too. Okay, so I like that where it's at. So I'm going to let that one be. And kind of call it done. Again, I'm just trying to do backgrounds right now, not like a finish journal. Hi, Rhonda Lee. Hi, Sherilyn. Hi, Cheryl. Hi, Elaine. All right. On this one and this one, I found these pages that I had that had kind of the pink and the blue, and there's blues and pinks, and I don't care what's going on this one, so I'm gonna this was a piece of deli paper that Ange had sent in Happy Mail that she had, and I don't have those stencils, so that's the great thing about using Happy Mail from other people, is you get, it's colors you wouldn't have necessarily picked, stencils you don't have. I'm going to tear the edge. And I like in the book putting stuff across the binding because it helps support that. And I'm going to go ahead and use the Yes paste for this. And I'm just going to start on the one side right now. And I like to get it in that curve. Okay, I feel like that side is down. So then I'm going to lift it up here. And I just got the Yes paste. Shauna recommended it. She was using it on a journal. And I like it because I have problems sometimes with, like, the deli paper doesn't want to stick. So I did like it for that purpose. Hi, Colleen. I did a flip through of what I have done, Colleen, at the beginning of the video. Kind of the pages that I had done. And I'm just doing backgrounds right now. I'm not like thinking of an end result. See, now I like that a lot better with that on there. It just, because I didn't like what I had. So I'm not having an end in mind. I'm just using stuff up and kind of trying to be intuitive. Then I'll trim that paper. On the bottom. And then probably what I'm going to do is I might get something. I don't have that color paint. I know I don't. But I have something similar, and I might add some of that paint with another stencil here and there, maybe. But for right now, I'm just going to stick a piece of used deli and go ahead and do the next one. This one's from Shauna. And I've had it in my stash for ages and just hadn't used it in the right project. I have this too, but I wasn't super like into it. But I've only used it a couple times. All right, so I'm gonna just put a little bit of that on there, line it up, and I'm gonna make it a little off center as far as more on one side than the other. Okay. All right, and then I'll get any sticky residue. Oop, Sandy's in trouble. Okay. Get those edges a little bit more. All right, I like that. Cut that off. All right, I like that better. I'll stick a piece of deli in there. I think this one needs gesso to push some of that back. I just haven't decided where I'm going. back up to the front. I know what that's going to be, the foil. Let's work on this one a little bit. I think I want to use some of this and some of this, and then I think I'm also going to do the mask. So let me clean this up real quick. So I'm going to use a piece of washi tape. And just kind of ballpark. Straight. All right, and then I have circles that I cut out of just like notebook divider. That I'm going to use. Maybe I'll just do something like that. Then I'm going to take, I think I'm going to take Prussian blue instead of black. The first thing I did was ink, and there are videos. Tons of different paint and liquid inks. Mostly the Amsterdam, which are similar to the FW. Really wet. These right here. Lots and lots of this type stuff and sprays that were permanent this time. And then I went through and did distressed ink and oxide sprays. And now I'm at this stage where I'm stenciling and collaging and adding in that sense. So when I use these, what I'm going to do is just kind of hold them with my hand until I can get around all my edges, because I'm not gluing or taping them down in any way. So those two are done, so I'm not going to worry if they shift. Now I'm going to kind of hold these three. And the fact that I have these going off this side makes it actually easier. Okay, see, like I picked that one up accidentally, but I can set it back down. And I'm going to take those off and put them back in the bag. And the only thing I'll say is I'm not sure I like that the way it is. I think I'm going to come back in. This is the same size, but has a hole in the middle. I like that better. All right, and then I think I'm going to take the big one and put that back on and let it overlap the tape. Right there. Now, the other thing I could do is take a black paint pen and draw a line. This is a Pitt pen, a brush tip, and I'm just going to go around the edge. Try to keep it thin. Okay, I kind of like that. And I'll keep those out in case I decide to use them again. I'm tempted to use this in some way with some paint, possibly. I know I want to use this on this page, and I know I want to use some of this, but I want to take this and make it go clear with the Daddy Vans. So I'm going to take the Daddy Vans and a brush. And it won't matter which one. I'll use all of this, so I don't care. I'm going to do the whole page because it's easier. Since I don't know what I'm using yet. And these are foam stamps that I got at Tuesday Morning a couple years ago. I don't remember whose they were. It may have been a Heidi Swap. And I liked them because they're just real graphic. And I like to use them. They're hard to stamp with because they don't have a handle and they're not sticky back. They've got this really plastic. I'll show you what they look like. I know they're in here. They're like this. So there's nothing to hold on to but the edge. So it's really easy to like mess up. So I prefer to put them on the tissue and then use it. And the Daddy Vans makes it perfect because then it goes translucent. All right, so I'll do the front, and then I'll do the back. And I'm just worried about the stamped images. I'm not really worried about the edges because they're going to get removed. Because I'll break these down into pieces. So I can kind of hold it up and see if there's any areas that are still not translucent. Okay. All right, and then I'm just going to take a damp brush. And tear that. And I'll probably use those in 3, so I'll leave those. It does tear easier before the daddy vans. And that's probably what I'll use on that. I'm leaning towards, again, I tend to be symmetrical, so I'm just not going to fight it. Kind of like that. I don't think I want to mess with that at all. All right, then I'm going to take gel medium, one of the lines sideways, like that, maybe. Arlene? Okay. Yeah, it does matter what deli paper you buy. This is tissue paper. All right. That's good. All right, and then this is just a jelly print. When I had my circle plate with a stencil that Ange sent me that were oversized. It was a set of 4. Thanks, Colleen. All right, I'm going to go ahead and cover that just to get those edges flattened. All right, so I think I'm happy with that, except for there's one little thing that I like to do for some reason when I use this stuff. I have these Stampin' Up. I like this there's 3 little circles or 3 little squares, and I like to put it somewhere kind of like a signature for some reason. I don't know why. So I just like to tuck it somewhere. Either the circle one or the square one, depending what shapes I've used. All right, so let's give that a little dry real quick. Oh, good. My sister got her corona results back, and she does not have the virus. So that's good news. She can go back to work on Thursday. All right, so I don't trust this 100%, so I'll stick a piece of this in it. I think this could do with some of what we just did, some black circles and stuff to keep it. Yes, my family can't handle any more bad news, people. No more. My sister that passed was younger than me. She was 56. And the sister that we thought might had corona has a lot of health problems with asthma, is 53. I'm the oldest, so I shouldn't have siblings passing away. I'm thinking I might use some of this and some red. It needs the red. So I have the perfect red. It is Liquitex Basics Camden Red Deep. And it is one of the few reds that I've found that is opaque. And some of this color in another brand is not opaque. So let's see. I'm thinking some of this. I want pops of red. Yeah, and my stepson that passed away was only 37. And that was like a complete shock too. Okay, I like that. Let's. I'm not going to use the outside of that circle. Hi, Devin. Thanks, Colleen. I think I'll use this stack of 3, but it'll just be the inner circles, not the outer. Yeah, those are about the same size, but I'm going to put a little black in there and then put the red on top of that. I'm going to see if I have this. That's the same size. I'm going to see if I have smaller. That's better for that one. Yeah, it's the Finnabar Sparks on this page. I've got several that are the same size. But I thought I had one size in the middle. It's bigger. Well, I'm just going to have to use that and then kind of make it smaller. Okay, so I like that. Oh, I got a notice of something that was being mailed to me, and I couldn't figure out what it was or what I bought. But I bet you it's the paper that I bought, Jersey. I bet it's the paper that I got, the floral pack. Pam Ringhill. All right, let's do some of this on there. Hi, Kathy. Jelly print to get out of a funk, and just this comp journal. I started just by throwing paint down, literally, just layers of paint and smushing it, and not really thinking about the outcome. I think sometimes picking a theme and gathering everything that you have in that theme or that color family could be a good way to get out of a artistic slump. The good thing about jelly printing is you'll always can use it later for collage. The floral papers that you showed, the monthly subscription that we're going to all get and then probably cancel, right? I feel like this needs some of this red. Yeah, pulling and organizing stuff or sticking to a theme. I think can help. Yeah, that's, I rocked down on that, got a little ink, so I'm going to smush it where I can. So I don't dislike that one. It's hard to see in the camera. If you hold it one way, there's a lot of depth to it because of the shimmer. I know there's so many people. Mine wasn't related to COVID. Neither of the deaths were related to COVID. Let's work on the starfish. So now I will say I don't use these very often because I bought the kind that go in your machine instead of the kind that you hold in your hand. It won't take a long time to, it's the quill pen, and this is just like a spoon rest that Xandra had found that a bunch of us bought. I'll wipe up that paint so I don't get paint on me. But what I wanted to do to bring the starfish out, yeah, and I feel really bad for my dad. I don't have a relationship with my dad or speak to him currently, but I feel really bad for him. I mean, I didn't speak to my sister that just passed since my stepmother passed on, but I feel really bad for her family. Doesn't mean I didn't love her, just we couldn't, see eye to eye or get past. Tay, you need to go out. So I'm just going to cut off a little bit of that silver. The hardest thing about this is it's you can't see through it, so you don't really know where you're at. So I'm going to do really small pieces. I think I'm going to take a little tape. If I all right. Like I said, I didn't buy the right kind. So it's really hard to hold. But I wanted to just put some circles. It's going to be hard. Let me zoom in. I think it's going to be hard to see. What I'm doing. I'll hold it up just a minute. And there's different tips, widths. This is a medium. My other thought was to use the silver paint pen, the liquid chrome. But I never used this stuff, so I thought, oh, this would be a good opportunity. To add some, just some scribble texture to make them stand out a little bit. This is meant to go in your machine. Your like Silhouette or your Cricut. And I didn't realize it when I bought it. So it's given it, can you see the little texture? And then I think I will see if I can find the silver. No. I have a liquid chrome paint pen that is to die for in the silver realm. Here it is. I'll hold this up in a minute. Try not to put my hand in that while it's wet. All right, so there's that one. We'll let that dry. And I think I'll come back and add the more solid details to this little one. This pen you can get in gold and silver, and they have different widths. I only have this silver one. And if you do alcohol ink, it will shatter. It's the best silver. That's what I bought it for, was alcohol ink. Okay, and then let's do some. So it is a liquid chrome by Molito. I got it on Amazon. Oh, I just put my hand in that. Let me turn this around. Yeah, Tay-Tay's because I'm on the computer. If I come in this room, suddenly she's got to have my attention. She's trying to tell, her and Fanny are trying to tell Bob it's time to eat again. And this has a USB plug, the foil pen. And I'm just scribbling some texture at this point because I can't, like I said, I can't really see precise. When that's dry, I may scribble some in there too. Hi, Glenda. You wish you could. Oh, it happens. If you just accidentally touch your screen when you're carrying it somewhere.
All right, come on, let's go get that dinner.
Okay. So that adds that little silver flash, makes those stand out a little more. Let's see. How to move this. And I'm just getting some scribble texture. All right, I think I want to unplug that. Put it to the side. So I think that's good. Like I said, I just wanted to add some bling to those starfish. And up close, you can see the scribble. He said, quit hanging out with all these people. All right, let's try white gesso on this to push it back. The problem is I don't want too much white space in the stencil. Use some of that. With some of this chevron from Joan. Well, let's start with those. Those journals were yummo, but I just gotta curve. I just went with got the old book page set. I did not use any dilution spray in this journal. So if I put a heavy enough white, it'll cover. All right, and then I think Yeah, the old ledgers are so neat. Okay. All right, I like that better. It all is relative, Eileen. Bye, Jersey. Right, I think I'll throw some numbers up here. And this is just an old alphabet stencil. right. I think I'm going to leave it there because I kind of like this page with the other one. And of course, I can't find it because I'm looking for it. I kind of like this page here with this page. So I think I'll leave that where it's at right now. And this is just kind of how I work in little bits and spurts is how I'm working in these books. I think this needs something. So I'm going to use an ultramarine blue. I'm just going to use it on top of this gesso. I don't care if it goes a little lighter. And what do we want to use with that? Want something on a smaller to medium scale. I think I'm going to use this mixed alphabet mask. It's got numbers and alphabet. Might need a little purple in with that. So I'm going to mix a little dioxazine purple in with that paint. To get a little bit better match to the jelly print. Okay. That's not too bad. All right, that's a start. I don't know where it wants to go from there. All right, let's take a piece of I have leftover blue paint. Let's see, where does it want to go? Maybe here. I hate when the stencils get stuck on each other. Okay, so let's do a mishmash. Let's start with some of this. Let's go in. And some of that. I'm just getting rid of blue paint. And it may get covered up. Don't cover the teal.
I don't think my microphone's coming today.
I don't think so either. Never shipped, so obviously they're not going to the post office.
The other issue is, I'm gonna go to it, do the thing, It says currently unavailable. We don't know when or if this item will be back in stock.
Well, let's just see what it does.
Now maybe I got the last one.
That could be very easily, hon. If it doesn't ship in a couple days, we can email the seller. Almost out of paint, almost out of page, so. That works. Got rid of that paint. Added another layer. Thanks, Hilla. And hi, by the way. So I'll stick a deli tissue in there. That needs something more, but I don't know what. It might need just some black stamping. Like this needs something because it's too in your face, but I don't know what yet. So, oh, I should probably back out one notch or two. I forgot it was in. All right, I'm going to go out and come back. The camera does not want to. There we go. It was like stuck. I don't like the zoom. I'm not getting full use of the camera's zoom. I don't know what I want to do to that one. Really like that one as it is, so I don't know what I want. I'm done. Some of them you just have to, till something strikes you, like you find something in your stash, a paper. this one, let's do some ink. Let's use one of the Stamperia. Maybe. Just some tone on tone kind of. This is distressed ink, so it's more transparent. Let's try some of that brown here and there on the orange part. That worked. That's not bad. Let's add some. Let's see if we can get some of that blue in the salty ocean. Mowed lawn, walnut stain in the distressed ink, and this is salty blue ocean. In the distressed. I'm not hating that. I think it needs some white. Trying to remember what stencil this is. I think it's that new stencil, part of that new stencil girl. I think it's this one. Really, really, really like this new one from Stencil Girl. And I had blue on the sponge, so. That helped. I think I'll put some down here. It's not bad. Let's put some here in the edge. Hi, Kathy Arbor, if you're here. Hi, Kathy. All right, I got a little bit of white left. I'm liking this one where it's at for right now. I think this could use some white. But I know back here, this one needs white. There's an orange and blue one. That definitely needs white. Of course, I can't find it because I'm looking for it. This one. I haven't had much luck, but I don't have texture plates. So I tried it with stencils and ink tints, and I didn't have a lot of luck. But I don't have texture plates. I don't know, Eileen. Let's see, what stencil? I moved my stencils. So now I'm looking for oh, there it is. It was right where I thought it was. It just was hiding. Let's Hi, Susan. These are kind of wonky. They sort of look like faces. Yeah, I like what Paula gets, the frottage with the but like I said, I don't have any texture plates, and I found that it was really hard with the stencils that I had to get what I wanted. Partially because a lot of my stencils are on the really thin side because I cut them myself. So they don't, and then the Inktense is soft. I tried crayon and it was too translucent. So I tried that a little, but not so bueno. No. I haven't. I don't think, because the Inktense are soft. So then you have to get them wet. And I don't have the ones that Paula's using. We can try it in a minute. I'll show you what it's like. I'll show you with the stencil. Some I got good results, some I didn't. All right, I like that better. All right, let's try Stamperia stencil. Let's go. I know I have a page that is light colored. Try this page. We'll get a piece of Inktense. Now you have to remember I have to get this wet. See, it doesn't pick up a lot of detail. I get a lot of color, but see how I don't get that much detail? And I have to spray that. So that becomes the problem. Because remember, this is 2 pages glued together. So I get a lot of color. If that was wet. So we'll try stamp in just a minute. Let me get that wet again. Let's put some gesso on there. It's left over. Now I haven't done paint scraping yet. Because I was still trying to get fairly flat layers. And this page probably needs to be re-glued. Okay, we'll come down on this corner. All right, Eileen, are you talking about a red rubber? No, thank you, Deborah. A red rubber or a cling? And yeah, mine are double paged. Where I don't know that Paula's are glued together or not. Here's a red rubber. And the crayons roll. See, that did work a little better, Eileen. Not very big stamp, of course. But I still have to get that wet. So the stamp worked a little better. Like I said, these are pretty soft and they roll. Well, like I said, you do have to get it wet after you do it because you have to dissolve that. Yeah, it worked better. It's real awkward though. Was definitely, if I had texture plates, would work. Since we have this on here. Let me stamp some of that. It would be better with the what Paula bought is like colored pencil bars, which are going to have more pigment and they're harder. So they're gonna, and you don't have to add water. So they're gonna do what she's doing much better. Like I said, I don't have any texture plates because I don't have a big shot die cut machine. So we'll add some. I mean, I'm going to leave that just the way it is right now, and I'll add something to it. Yeah, like I said, this is kind of how I'm working in this journal. And I like doing it in stages, and I'll put everything away and get different stuff out. I'm trying to make myself use different stencil combinations, different colors. Some of the pages I haven't decided, like this page I just did and I'm done with it as far as a background. Like I said, I don't know what I'm going to do in the end. But this page I don't want to cover up because I love all this distressed oxide stuff going on. So I'll probably do something similar to this on this page, maybe with the purple and the brown. This one I'm done with. This one I'm done with. That I'm done. This one again, I don't know what I want to do with it because some of this I just really like what I have going on. So it may need just some scraped acrylic paint. This one I think I'm done with. It's not one of my favorites. I don't know. Maybe it needs some white in areas because this is too stark. I have a silhouette, so I'm not going to buy one because I don't want to buy dyes and all of that. That's why I went with the silhouette. This probably needs something, but I don't know what. I'm going to leave it as is for right now. This one I like. I just like this grunge too much to cover it up. This one I like. This one needs something else over here, but it could just be that I put a quote when I finish it, and that's it. I may go through and put quotes in this book and just put quotes. This might need something else, orange or something, or bright, but right now I'm going to leave it as it is. It might need orange strips. Yeah. I'm just not buying a big shot for text. I'm just not going down that rabbit hole. This one I'm done with. This one I think I'm done with. This one I'm done with. Except for it doesn't have my 3 little dot square things. This needs something. This needs something. Something. And see, these are all so much alike in color that I may need to, may want to use some jelly prints. I like this one the way it is because I'm thinking of them in terms of backgrounds. This one I'm done with. This needs something. This needs something. This one I think I'm done with. This one I think I'm done with now. This needs more. I think it needs some white. I think it needs some oversized something. This one obviously needs something. Oh my gosh. This needs something. I don't know what. Needs something. This one I'm done with. This one I'm done with. Done. This one's real light. I may do another layer with this, but I really like it up front. It doesn't probably look like much on your screen, but I don't know if I want to cover that up. This one I think I'm done with. I don't know. I don't like it. It's not my colors, but it wasn't my colors to begin with. So it might need some, it might need just some black parts to anchor it. This one I think I'm done. Definitely done on this one. Done on this one. I like this one better now. This one I like a lot just as it is. This is one that will probably just get some tissue and have a more Asian feel. This one's done. You know, I can take it or leave it. This one needs to be done. This one definitely needs something else to tone it down. This one I like because I'm thinking of them as a background, not a finished. I think this one almost maybe could use some darker navy. This one I'm done. Probably done with this one for right now. Done. Need something. Need something. So it's coming along. And I find that I do better if I work in it for a little bit and then I wait and come back to it. Like right now, I'm feeling like maybe orange drips are what this needs. Yeah. What do we think, Eileen? Should we put orange, bright orange drippage? Or a blue drippage? Should we do? Yeah, yeah. It's just very free. Now I'm not trying. It's not an end in mind. It's just paper. Now I don't think mine would cut up like Paula's would very well because it's very definite vertical up and down. Some pages would do okay if you did that. Like, but like, see this one, if you turned it sideways and did this, I don't know if it works as well. So the next one I'll probably try to do differently. I can do that later. Drippage. Okay, so let me get the drippage. And this will be the last one we'll do. Should we go with King's Blue, which is a bright blue, green, or orange? I'm leaning towards the blue. Okay, we'll go with the blue. All right, I'm also gonna okay. All right, I'm thinking about flipping it and doing the same thing, but maybe we want to use the green. This time. Yeah, the orange is very like neon, so we'll keep the orange in the splatters. All right, so let's try the green on the bottom. Okay. All right, let's. Just trying to soften it in places. All right. The other thing I think I'm going to do is have a piece of tissue that I've been blotting with occasionally. I want some of that. And I'll transfer some of that green up there. I think I like that. It makes the scribbles kind of ground and sky. Okay, so do we want little black spots? Yeah. You'll get along, God. I'll still be around, just not as I may not do Tuesday and Friday both. I don't know what my schedule's going to be. I know we have to, Texas has already said you have to offer in-class classes. And I'm not putting a floral napkin on it. I haven't put any napkins. Eileen. That helped. And this is the pour paint that I've been using with a little bit of water for drips, which I love. So let me dry that real quick, and then we're going to use the rest of this black somewhere. Let's put that there. Then maybe this could use some splots here and there. Not a lot. And let's put some here and there. Yes, the parents can, but in Florida and Texas, the schools have to offer online school. They have not said to anybody what that means for teachers here in Texas. So We have to offer in the school building classes. Period. And if we're doing that, that's going to mean Miss Debbie's going to have to be in the building. Regardless. We can't make them wear masks. There's no way to social distance in my room. Unless you had 8 kids in the room, and that would be about the most it could hold. Yeah, the kids have 3 options. The staff does not have any options as of yet. We have the same 3 options to the parents. This would drive Gene nuts. I'm just about done. I'm just trying to use up what paint is left over here. We were all online when we left school. And our kids have internet. But more parents are back at work. I know. Here's who's going to come to school. The kids that don't social distance. I know they don't. I see them in my neighborhood. The kids that won't wear masks. And it'll be the kids that don't behave. Let's just be honest. I also don't know what how I'm teaching in class and online, like what that's looking like. Now this can use some black spots. It's just about gone. But, you know, on a normal school day, I see 165 kids. I teach 165 kids. So that's a lot of contact. And wearing a mask all day is really uncomfortable. Thank God I have a storage room that I can go in and take it off occasionally, because we went to the car dealership yesterday and it took longer than I thought it would, or we expected it. I thought I was going to die. And I had to keep taking it off. So I think I'm done for today. Just keep, like I said, when people stream, or at night I come in, I add some more to it. But I like to take breaks. Hi, Lee, you're too funny.
Honey?
Yeah.
Have you forsaken us?
No, I'm ready to get off. Are you hungry?
Well, there's that, yeah.
Okay.
We're going to take tomatoes over and do some stuff.
Okay. Gotta go, guys. We gotta deliver tomatoes and get food. So thanks for hanging out. I know Beth's on, and I don't know if anybody else is on tonight. I'll see you guys Friday. I'll work some more Friday in the book. Bye, guys.